I distinctly remember Addison crossing you off my guest list. What are you doing here?
Dear Margot, you were an unforgettable Peter Pan. You must play it again soon. You remember Miss Caswell, don't you?
I do not. How do you do?
We've never met. Maybe that's why.
Miss Caswell is an actress, a graduate of the Copacabana School of Dramatic Art. Ah, Eve.
Good evening, Mr. DeWitt.
I had no idea you two knew each other.
This must be, at long last, our formal introduction. Until now, we've only met in passing.
That's how you met me, in passing.
Yes.
Eve, this is an old friend of Mr. DeWitt's mother, Miss Caswell, Miss Harrington.
Miss Caswell, how do you do?
Addison, I've been wanting you to meet Eve for the longest time.
It could only have been your natural timidity that kept you from mentioning it.
You've heard of her great interest in the theater.
We have that in common.
Then you two must have a long talk.
I'm afraid Mr. DeWitt would find me boring before too long. You won't bore him, honey. You won't even get a chance to talk.
Claudia, come here. You see that man? That's Max Fabian, the producer. Now go and do yourself some good.
Why do they always look like unhappy rabbits?
Because that's what they are. Now go and make him happy. Ignoring the fact that their greatest attraction to the public is their complete lack of resemblance to normal human beings.
Now there's something a girl could make sacrifices for.
Probably Adam.
Sable.
Sable? Did she say Sable or Gable?
Either one.
We all have abnormality in common. We're a breed apart from the rest of humanity, we theater folk. We are the original displaced personalities.
You won't have to read his column tomorrow, Eve. You just heard it. I don't agree, Addison.
That happens to be your particular abnormality.
Well, I'll admit there's a screwball element in the theater. It sticks out. It's got spotlights on it and a brass band. But it isn't basic. It isn't standard. If it were, the theater couldn't survive.
Oh, waiter.
And that isn't a waiter, my dear. That's a butler.
Well, I can't yell, "Oh, butler," can I? Maybe somebody's name is Butler.
You have a point. An idiotic one, but a point.
I don't want to make trouble. All I want is a drink.
Leave it to me. I'll get you one.
Thank you, Mr. Fabian.
Well done. I can see your career rising in the east like the sun. Ah. Feeling better, my dear?
Like I just swam the English Channel. Now what?
Your next move, it seems to me, should be towards television.
Tell me this, do they have auditions for television?
That's all television is, my dear, nothing but auditions.
Hollywood's fabulous Chinese theater is the distinguished setting for the gala West Coast premiere of the latest 20th Century Fox dramatic masterpiece, All About Eve, getting a novel salute from the neighboring Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. The armed forces beams the excitement around the world as the film's producer, Darrell F. Zanuck, and his wife lead a host of celebrities, including the picture's writer-director, Joseph Mankiewicz, to the opening. Hailed for her performance in All About Eve, Betty Davis attends with her mother, while title role player Ann Baxter brings hubby John Hodiak. Hugh Marlowe and his wife, K.T. Stevens, are here. George Sanders, another All About Eve star, comes with his wife, Sari Gaber. Mr. and Mrs. Danny Kaye are here. And there's Linda Darnell with Bill Dozier. New Jersey's Richard Conte and his wife. Filmdom's newest star, Paul Douglas, and the Mrs. Jan Sterling. Glenn Ford, too, brings his better half, Eleanor Powell, while lovely Jean Crane comes on her husband's arm. Deborah Paget brightens the gala, which also attracts Van Johnson and wife. And last but not least, Joan Crawford comes with Vincent Sherman. Next day, Betty Davis, with a Marine escort, returns to the scene of triumph to be immortalized in the Chinese theater's famous cement. A tribute to her outstanding performance in All About Eve, a performance the public is now hailing as one of the finest of her career.
Miss Davis, ever since I've been on this set, I've heard nothing but discussion of Eve. May I have your opinion of her?
The golden girl, the cover girl, the girl next door, the girl on the moon. Time's been very good to Eve. Life goes where she goes. She's been profiled, covered, revealed, reported. What she wears and where and when, whom she knows and where she was and when and where she's going. Eve has insatiable ambition and talent. An improbable person with a contempt for humanity, an inability to love or be loved.
But how can such a woman fool so many?
How does any Eve do it?
Do you find it difficult to balance your career with your marriage?
Not at all. I think I can say the same for my husband, John Hodiak.
Well, do you and your husband talk shop?
I think we'd be a strange pair if we didn't. Right now, our big topic of conversation is Eve.
What do you think of Eve?
I know Eve better than anyone. She wanted success. She had her own ideas on how to get it. She lied, she cheated, she forgot moral scruples. And when necessary, she even walked in and out of her friends' hearts without knocking, leaving nothing but contempt. But I loved her.
Why? If she was so ruthless.
You'll know why when you see All About Eve.
Joe. Not Joe. And you want to know what? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the history of the Look Awards, 2 achievement awards are presented at one time to a single person. For writing and directing the witty, mature, and intelligent comedy All About Eve, these awards are presented to Mr. Joseph Mankiewicz. You're so right, because right now we have the opportunity to present the brilliant actress who gave such an unforgettable performance in the comedy All About Eve and wins Look Magazine's Achievement Award as the Best Actress of the Year, Miss Betty Davis.
Thank you, Bob.
Betty, congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Magazine for this award. Thank you. Thank
Good.
you.
Just stash it away with the rest of your loot. We've been around Hollywood a long time, you and I, and isn't it funny that we've never made a picture together? How do you account for that, Betty?
Well, I say my prayers every night.
I guess so. Don't leave me here, fella.
If there's pride in our voice describing this Hollywood ceremony incidental to these Academy Awards, we humbly hope you'll understand. Your newsreel's parent company, 20th Century Fox, being responsible for Panic in the Streets, which gets Edna and Edward Anhalt the Best Film Story Oscar from Ruth Chatterton. Colleen Gray announces the award for Best Documentary Film.
Winner is Why Korea? 20th Century Fox, Edmund Reed.
Why Korea is our very own, with yours truly commentating. And Jason Joy accepts the award for Movietone News producer Edmund Reek. Our affiliate scores again when 20th Century Fox's Darryl Zanuck receives the highly coveted Thalberg Award for outstanding work by a studio production chief from Charles Brackett, Academy head. The 3 times winner modestly explaining,
for myself,
I have been very lucky in winning this for the third time. I can only say and feel and mean what I have said previously. My luck comes from being associated at 20th Century Fox with a great many men and women of real talent. I am here tonight because of them. Thank you.
With Leo McCary officiating, 20th Century Fox continues triumphing as Joe Mankiewicz's direction of All About Eve is declared tops, after which Mercedes McCambridge honors George Saunders as Best Supporting Actor for his role in All About Eve. A thrilling climax for All About Eve is reached when the distinguished UN statesman Dr. Ralph Bunche announces,
I am happy to announce that the winner is All About Eve.
Bringing Mr. Zanuck, who produced the multi-prize winning picture once again to the stage to accept still another well-merited award. Can you blame us for our elation? For the Messrs. Mankiewicz, Zanuck, and Saunders have garnered 9 of Filmdom's most prized awards for 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, and one of them belongs to your Movietone News.
If you follow the sport pages, you may have noticed a recent picture of Miss Marilyn Monroe taken with the Pittsburgh Pirate baseball team. A Louisville sports editor summed it up when he said, it's the best the Pirates have looked since before they blew the 1927 World Series. To present the award for sound recording, Miss Marilyn Monroe.
Because it is such a highly cooperative enterprise, this award is not given to an individual. It goes to a sound recording department. Those nominated are All About Eve, 20th Century Fox; Cinderella, Walt Disney Productions, RKO Radio; Louisa, Universal International; our very own Samuel Goldwyn Productions, RKO Radio; and Trio, J. Arthur Rank, Sydney Box, Paramount British. The envelope, please. The winner, All About Eve.
The sound department of 20th Century Fox has previously won 3 awards for sound recording. Wilson in 1944, The Snake's Pit in 1948, and 12 O'Clock High in 1949.